Have you ever made a promise you later regretted? In ancient Israel, one man's hasty vow led to an unimaginable tragedy that would echo through the ages. The story begins in Gilead, where a mighty warrior named Jephthah lived around 1100 BC. Though skilled in battle, he carried a heavy burden. Born to a prostitute, his half-brothers had driven him away from his home, forcing him to live as an outcast among society's margins. But fate had different plans. When the Ammonites threatened Israel with war, the same elders who had rejected Jephthah came begging for his help. Desperate times called for desperate measures, and they offered him leadership of Gilead if he would lead their army to victory. You know what? Those that fight, you know the grace that is upon you, that they are doing everything to terminate, but God will make them turn around when your time comes. Jephthah agreed, but in his eagerness to secure divine favor, he made a tragic vow to the Lord. If you give me victory over the Ammonites, I will sacrifice as a burnt offering whatever comes out of my house to meet me when I return in triumph. Judges 11:30-31. That was a desperate promise by a troubled man who needed God's assistance to be victorious. Many still make such rash promises today, which they find tough and unwilling to fulfill. May God guide us aright to think through before we commit to Him. Amen? The Lord granted him victory, and Jephthah returned home in glory. But his triumph turned to ashes when his only child, his beloved daughter, came dancing out to meet him with tambourines and celebration. In that moment, his world shattered. As recorded in Judges 11:35, Jephthah cried out in anguish, "Oh, my daughter, you have brought me down, and I am devastated. I have made a vow to the Lord that I cannot break." His daughter's response showed remarkable courage. She accepted her father's vow, asking only for 2 months to roam the mountains with her friends and mourn her fate. When she returned, Jephthah fulfilled his vow, forever marking his victory with personal tragedy. This haunting tale teaches us profound lessons about the weight of our words. In ancient Israel, vows made to God were considered absolutely binding, but God never demanded such a sacrifice. Jephthah's rash promise, born from anxiety and desire for victory, led to devastating consequences. The story reminds us that words have power. Our promises, whether to God or others, should be made with careful consideration, not in moments of desperation or fear. It warns against letting emotion override wisdom and shows how hasty decisions can have far-reaching consequences. Even today, this ancient story challenges us to think carefully before making promises. It asks us to consider the true cost of our words, and remember that sometimes the price of a thoughtless vow can be higher than we ever imagined. If you are touched by this video, please subscribe, like, and share. Thank you.